680 News business editor Richard Southern joins us right now. And Richard, we keep seeing those arrows going all the way up. When you're looking at the stock market, what are you seeing right now?
We're seeing some good things, Melissa. And by the way, welcome to the Business Report, Melissa. It's so exciting to have you here. You're making Francis D'Souza very jealous, I'm sure. But yeah, things looking better on Bay Street, Melissa. It's been a tough year for Toronto stocks, but looking a lot better the last couple of weeks. The TSX has been higher for 14 out of the last 17 days. It's less than 200 points away from its all-time high. The price of oil coming back to life, and that's been helping. Wall Street just going gangbusters. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ closing at record highs again today. We've seen that happen 30, 40 times this year. Improving economic news in the States, but driving the stock market higher, and hopes as well for U.S. President Trump's tax plan has also had the investors in a buying mood. Got to mention again, Melissa, we saw gun stocks move higher on Wall Street today. Smith & Wesson up another 2.4%. Stuart Ruger up 2.1%. Those gun stocks always continue to rally, Melissa, after the mass shootings like the one we saw in Las Vegas. So speaking of guns, we've obviously been following that story out of Las Vegas. Wondering how that is going to impact gun sales in Nevada. Yeah, I mean, look, the U.S. gun business is apparently undeterred by what we saw in Las Vegas. Get this, the world's largest gun trade show is about to take place in Las Vegas. It's called the SHOT Show. Yeah, it's called the SHOT Show. It's going to happen in January, and there's going to be $6.5 million worth of guns and ammunition and weapon-related merchandise at this trade show. It's expected to attract 65,000 people from the U.S., from Canada, and from 100 other countries. Militia, the SHOT Show will be held just a few kilometers on the strip from where Stephen Paddock opened fire on Sunday night.
I wonder if anything will change before January. So guns, obviously a big deal in Nevada. Are they tough to get there?
They're not, right? I mean, it's very easy to get. You don't even need a gun permit to purchase a weapon in Nevada. But get this, I have a list here of things that are harder to buy in most U.S. states than guns are. Cold medicine. To buy things like Sudafed, you need to not only show photo ID, but be logged in a database. You don't have to do that for guns. Wireless contract. You want to buy a cell phone? In most U.S. states, you need to have a credit check for a 2-year cell phone contract. Don't need that for a gun. You want to buy a cute little puppy, take him home or her home, Melissa. You need references in most states and 2 forms of ID. Don't need that for a gun. And hunting licenses require Social Security numbers to be presented.
Always those shocking details that we hear after those mass shootings. All right, let's change focus now. A new report is finding that U.S. technology workers are coming here to Canada. But where are they headed?
Yeah, they're not headed to Waterloo or Toronto, where you might think. Instead, they got their sights set on the nation's capital, Ottawa. This is according to job search site Insight, and apparently we're seeing a big influx of IT workers because of U.S. President Trump's immigration policies and, big startup industries in Waterloo and Toronto. But they're looking at Ottawa because that city has one thing that we don't have here in TO, and that's a company called Shopify. This is a big IT company. They help with online sales, and they're going gangbusters. The stock's up almost 200%. Research in Motion doing a lot better as well as it shifts to a software company, and they, Melissa, have big operations in Ottawa as well. So the nation's capital turning into a bit of a tech town these days.
And how about some retro technology? Another old-fashioned game console coming back?
Yeah, how about the Commodore 64, Melissa? I don't know, you and I maybe we're a bit too young to remember this, but the Commodore 64 came out back in 1982. But here's a miniature version that they're going to start selling now. A mini Commodore 64 will come out next year. 64 vintage video games will be pre-installed. It'll sell for $70. And of course, this move comes after Nintendo has found all sorts of success selling miniature versions of its Nintendo and Super Nintendo systems. When the original Commodore 64 came out back in '82, it sold so well. In fact, it's still the highest-selling single computer model of all time.
Is that Melissa? Right? Well, of course, bring it back. It makes sense. Thanks so much for that, Richard.